The following outline is provided as an overview of and topical guide to fishing. Fishing, activity of catching fish. Fish are normally caught in the wild. Techniques for catching fish include hand gathering, spearing, netting, angling and trapping. Essence of fishing. Fishing, trying to catch fish. Fishing industry, any industry or activity concerned with taking, culturing, processing, preserving, storing, transporting, marketing or selling fish or fish products. Fishing techniques, methods for catching fish. The term may also be applied to methods for catching other aquatic animals such as mollusks and edible marine invertebrates. Fishing tackle, the equipment used by fishermen when fishing. Fishing vessel, a boat or ship used to catch fish in the sea or on a lake or river. Fisherman, a fisher, someone who captures fish and other animals from a body of water, or gathers shellfish. The term can also be applied to recreational fishermen and may refer to both men and women. Fishing has existed as a means of obtaining food since the Mesolithic period. Worldwide, there are about 38 million commercial and subsistence fishermen and fish farmers. Recreational fishing is sport fishing, fishing for pleasure or competition. Environmental impact of fishing. Fishing tackle, fish hooks. Fish hook, a device for catching fish either by impaling them in the mouth or, more rarely, by snagging the body of the fish. Circle hook, a type of fish hook which is sharply curved back in a circular shape. Hook set, a motion made with a fishing rod in order to set a fish hook into the mouth of a fish once it has bitten a fishing lure or bait. Fishing gaff, a pole with a sharp hook on the end that is used to stab a large fish and then lift the fish into the boat or onto shore. Sniggle, a type of fish hook used for catching eels, using the method of sniggling. Fishing line, a cord used or made for angling. Monofilament, fishing line made from a single fiber of plastic. Multifilament are the super lines, a type of fishing line. Braided, one of the earliest types of fishing line and, in its modern incarnations, is still very popular in some situations because of its high knot strength, lack of stretch, and great overall power in relation to its diameter. Power Pro, a type of fishing line made out of a material called spectrofibers. Swivel, a small device consisting of two rings connected to a pivoting joint. Fishing sinker, a knock, a weight used in conjunction with a fishing lure or hook to increase its rate of sink, anchoring ability, and/or casting distance. Sand sinker, lead-free fishing sinkers made of fabric and filled with sand. Downrigger, a device used while fishing using the trolling method, which places a lure at the desired depth. Bombarder, a type of weighted float used in rod and reel fishing. Arleslie bomb, an angling weight developed by Richard Walker at the lake in Arleslie. Fishing rod, a fishing pole, a tool used to catch fish, usually in conjunction with the pastime of angling, and can also be used in competition casting. Fishing reel, a device attached to a fishing rod used to wind the line up. Bamboo fly rod, split cane rod, or cane, a fly fishing rod that is made from bamboo. Fly rod building, constructing a fly fishing rod to match the performance desires of the individual angler. Fishing rod tapers, how much a fishing rod bends or flexes under pressure. Fishing bait, any substance used to attract and catch fish. Bait fish caught for use as bait to attract large predatory fish, particularly game fish. Ground bait, used in coarse fishing in order to attract fish to the fishing area. Chum, luring animals, usually fish or sharks, by throwing chum into the water. clonk, a fishing tool used for catfish fishing, mainly in Europe. Worm compost, the product, a process of composting utilizing various species of worms, usually red wigglers, white worms, and earthworms, to create a heterogeneous mixture of decomposing vegetable or food waste, bedding materials, and vermicast. Worm charming, worm grunting, or worm fiddling, attracting earthworms from the ground. Boilies, soft plastic bait. Plastic bait, soft plastic bait, commonly known as just plastic bait, is any of a range of plastic-based fishing baits, termed so because of the soft, flexible rubber texture. Soft plastic bait, commonly known as just plastic bait, is any of a range of plastic-based fishing baits, termed so because of the soft, flexible rubber texture. Plastic worm. A plastic worm is a plastic fishing lure, generally made to simulate an earthworm. Dead sticking. While fishing, generally for black bass, dead sticking is the act of presenting a soft plastic lure either by casting or a vertical drop and allowing the bait to remain motionless for an extended period time before retrieval. Texas rig. The Texas rig is a technique used for fishing with soft plastic lures. Carolina rig. The Carolina rig is a plastic bait rig similar to the Texas rig, but with the weight fixed above the hook, instead of sliding down to it. Fishing lures. Artificial fly. An artificial fly lure is a type of fishing lure, usually used in the sport of fly fishing. Fishing plug. Plugs are a popular type of hard-bodied fishing lure. Swim bait. Swim baits are a loosely defined class of fishing lures that imitate fish and tend to be distinct in design from a typical crankbait. Hair rig. The hair rig is a piece of fishing tackle which allows a bait to be presented without sitting directly on the hook. Little Cleo. The Little Cleo is a small spoon lure made by the Acme Tackle Company, which comes in 9 sizes from 1/16 of an ounce to 1 1/4 ounces, and in many different color combinations. Mormishka. Mormishka is a sort of fishing lure or a jig. Original floater. The original floater is a wobbler type of fishing lure manufactured by Rapala. Spinner bait. A spinner bait refers to any one of a family of fishing lures that get the name from one or more metal blades shaped so as to spin, like a propeller when the lure is in motion, creating varying degrees of flash and vibration that mimic small fish or other prey. Spin fishing. Spin fishing is an angling technique where a spinning lure is used to entice the fish to bite. Sabiki. A sabiki rig, sometimes called a piscator rig, is a set of small lures typically used to catch fish that eat small prey. Jig fishing. Jigging is the practice of fishing with a jig, a type of fishing lure. Spoon lure. A spoon lure in sport fishing is an oblong, concave lure, usually of metal or shell, shaped like the bowl of a spoon. Spoon plug. A spoon plug is a form of fishing lure. Surface lure. A surface lure is a fishing lure designed to waddle, pop, lock, drop, pulse, twitch or fizz across the surface of the water as it is retrieved, and in doing so imitate surface prey for fish such as mice, lizards, frogs, cicadas, moths and small injured fish. Topwater lure. A topwater fishing lure is a type of fishing lure, usually floating, that may be moved about the surface of water in order to attract and cause fish to attempt to strike the lure. Heddon. Heddon is a brand of artificial fishing lures created by James Heddon, who is credited with the invention of the first artificial fishing lures made of wood in the late 1890s. Zara Spook. Zara Spook 9260 is a topwater type fishing lure. Bite indicators. Bite indicators. Fishing float. A float, also called a boba, is a device used in angling that serves 2 main purposes. It can suspend the bait at a predetermined depth, and it can serve as a bite indicator. Short floating. Short floating is an angling method developed to increase the chances of catching a willing fish while decreasing the loss of terminal gear. Pellet waggler. A pellet waggler is a small, dumpy float used for fishing. Quiver tip. A quiver tip is the top section or tip of the fishing rod which is designed to move or quiver when a fish bites. Apparel etc. Hip boot. Hip boots, or waders as they are colloquially called, are a type of boot initially designed to be worn by river fishermen. Waders. Waders refers to a waterproof boot extending from the foot to the chest, traditionally made from vulcanized rubber, but available in more modern PVC, neoprene and Gore-Tex variants. Diving mask. A diving mask is an item of diving equipment that allows scuba divers, free divers, and snorkelers to see clearly underwater. Creel. Creel is a type of small wicker basket mainly used by anglers to hold fish or other prey. Personal flotation device. A personal flotation device is a device designed to assist a wearer, either conscious or unconscious, to keep afloat. Wetsuit. A wetsuit is a garment, usually made of foamed neoprene, which is worn by surfers, divers, windsurfers, canoeists, and others engaged in water sports, providing thermal insulation, abrasion resistance and buoyancy.